This outfit may cause excessive compliments and jealous stares. The style is so sharp that even your ex might text you if he sees you in this outfit, and the comfort totally out of this world. In this video, I will be sharing with you simple steps to cut and sew this stylish wide leg palazzo jumpsuit that turn heads. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced sewer, this tutorial will guide you in making your own stylish jumpsuit. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do well to subscribe, like this video, and drop me a comment. Let's dive into the tutorial. This is 3.5 yards of crepe fabric. I have folded into two, the whole 3.5, and I had to secure the edges with pins so that they can be equal. What I'm going to do now is to get this folded part of the fabric and fold in a triangle form. Now I have my fabric in a triangle form. So what I'm going to do now is to come to this part and mark down 4 inches. After marking down these 4 inches, the next thing we are going to do is to mark down the circumference of our angle, because this is a flay. So we are going to be using the waist measurement to get the circumference of this pant. I have waist measurement of 29. I will add 2 inches seam allowance. You can add more allowances if you want, but I'm going to be adding just 2 inches to mine. So I have 31. You divide 31 by 3.14. This is a standard. I have 9.8. So I'm going to be marking down 9.8 from this point. The next thing I'm going to do now is to mark the full length of my jumpsuit. I'm going to be taking away my half length, that is the upper part of my jumpsuit, to get the full length. I have full length measurement of 62. So I'm going to be marking down 62. I'll go ahead and cut my full length out. So this is what I have now as the full length of my jumpsuit. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark down my crotch line. I'll create a curve here with my free hand. So this is what I have, okay? So what I'm going to do now is to mark extra 0.75 at my waist area for the back, because I'm cutting the front and the back pants together. So I'm going to be marking 0.75 for the back crotch curve. Then I'll carefully connect to the waist area. So I'll be adding ½ inch joining seam allowance. So I will cut the pants. Remember, the front length started from here, okay? So what I'm going to do now is to come to this inseam and take out 0.75. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So 2 pieces will be my front pant leg, while the other 2 pieces will be the back pant leg. So for the front pant leg, I'm going to be taking out 0.75. So I'll mark down 0.75. Then I'll cut it off. I'll come over to this part and open up my pants. Remember, this is my main line. I'll add ½ inch to the front main line. Then I'll cut. The back is 0.75 inches longer than the front. So what I'm going to do now is to trim down my front crotch curve a little bit. You can decide to leave it like that, or you can trim it down a little bit by 0.5. So I'm going to be trimming my own out a little bit. So this is what I have now. For the back pants leg, I'm going to come in here by 0.75 for my zipper to lay flat at the back. Then I'll connect to my hip line. I'll go over to my sewing machine now and stitch the back crotch curve, okay, from my hip line, because I'm going to be adding zipper. So I'm going to be taking ½ inch for my zipper allowance. Then from down here, I will join my crotch curve, okay? So for the top, I've already drafted the basic bodice block. This is a basic bodice block. If you don't know how to draft this basic bodice block, tell me in the comment section and I'll send you a well detailed tutorial. So what I'm going to do now is to mark down the neckline For the turtle neckline, I'm going to be using bust measurement divided by 16 plus 1. So my bust measurement is 36 divided by 16 plus 1 will give me 3.25. So I'll come here and mark down 3.25. Okay. Then I'll also mark down depth of 3.25 to create a round neckline. Now I'll come to the back and take the same neck width of 3.25 and then depth of 1 inch to create my back neckline. And I'll mark down the shoulder slope. What I'm going to do now is to draft my collar for the turtle neckline. So I'm going to come to the front and measure my front neckline. So I have 5.25. For the back, I have 3.5. So I want to draft the turtleneck collar. I'm going to draw out a straight line. Then let me say this is the front. I'll mark down this front measurement here and the back measurement on this side of this line. So I have 5.25. I'll mark down 5.25 here. I'll mark the back on this side of this line, 3.5. I'll come to the front and mark down 1.25 and connect to the middle part. I'll determine the size of my collar. You can make yours 2 inches or 1.5. I'll be making mine 1.5. I don't want mine to be very bold, so I'll be taking 1.5. You can also consider how I am placing my French curve. I'll come to the front and mark down 0.75 to give my collar a soft curve, like so. So this is the front and the back. I'll cut out my turtleneck collar. So what I'm going to do now is to mark down the outer neckline. So I'll come to my neckline and mark down 2.5. Depending on how much you want your outer neckline to be, you can take more than 2.5. If you want it to come down more, you can take it from 1.5 from the shoulder. If you want it to start from the shoulder, you can mark yours from the shoulder. But I want mine to start from the neckline. So I'm taking, let me mark 2 inches. So I'm taking 2 inches from the neckline to create the outer neckline. I'll come to the back and also do the same. I'll mark down 2 inches from the neckline and connect to the armhole. I'll go ahead and cut. I want to close up the waist dart for the back. I'll cut one part of the dart open and cover it up. If you want, you can sew yours down. Then I will redraw the waistline. Also, close up the dart for the front. So for the front dart, I want to be transferring the dart, the waist dart and the bust dart to the neckline because I want to pleat the neckline. So what I'm going to do now is to cut the darts open. The both darts, I'll cut them open and then create a line at the neckline where I want to transfer the darts to. I'll close up the waist dart to transfer the darts to the neckline. Then I'll open up the side dart and close it up as well. I have transferred my darts to the neckline. Okay, I'll start cutting my bodice on my fabric. So for the bodice, I have gone ahead to add the allowances. I added ½ inch for the joining and 1 inch for the side seam allowance. You can add more if you want. For the back, I also added 1 inch for the side seam allowance, then ½ inch all through, 0.75 for the zipper allowance. Then for the turtleneck collar, I also went ahead to add ½ inch allowances. The front should be on fold. For the pants, I have also gone ahead to stitch the middle part of the pants with ½ inch, and I had to press it open. This is the back. I'm going to be fixing zipper at the middle part of this back. Then for the front, I have also joined the middle part of the front. I also went ahead to fix the pockets. If you don't know how to fix the pockets, tell me in the comment section and I will send you the video tutorial where I fixed this pocket. Then I'm going to tape the neckline back. Then I'll measure the neckline. I have 3 inches here. So that means I'm going to place this part into that 3 inches plus ½ inch seam allowance that I left for the armhole. So I'm going to pleat it into, this is 3 inches times 2, that is 6 inches, plus half inch that I have on my fabric, that is 7 inches. So I'm going to pleat here into 7 inches. Okay, so this is the front. After joining the half length, I also went ahead to gather the neckline into this measurement. Okay, if I fold into 2, it is exactly the same size with my neckline. Okay, I also went ahead to join the half cut of the back. So this is the back. I also went ahead to pipe the armhole with bias tape. So what I'm going to do now is to fix the turtleneck collar. So remember we cut our collar in this form. So I went ahead to gum stay as an interfacing for the collar. This is the lining pieces of the collar. So I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now and join the lining pieces to the collar with ½ inch that I marked. Okay, so this is what the collar looks like after stitching with the ½ inch. I had to press it down. I had to also fold in the ½ inch for the lining. Okay, and I also marked down the ½ inch on the fabric. So what I'm going to do now is to bring the front. This is the front. I'll look for the middle point and pin it together with the middle point of the collar. Get the back. This is the back. So I'll also pin from the back like so. This is what I have. I'll go over to my sewing machine now and stitch. And I'll also stitch the front. Okay. Before I will install the zipper, because I want my zipper to go into the collar. I have my invisible zipper here. I'll get the invisible footer. This is the invisible footer for industrial machine, and this one is for manual machine. You can buy it in the market. I'll go ahead and fix the footer. Before fixing the invisible zipper, make sure that you use gum stay to stabilize your fabric if your fabric is stretchy. But if your fabric is not stretchy, you can go ahead and fix your zipper. Also make sure that the invisible zipper that you are fixing is longer than where you are fixing it into. Go ahead and pin down my zipper on my zipper allowance. So after pinning, I'll go ahead and run a straight stitch on my zipper. Turn to the other side. So you close up the zipper and make sure that the half lengths, they are equal. You need to indicate where your zipper ended because you're going to start stitching from that point, both on your zipper and on your fabric. Then you open up the zipper. Okay. Open it up and stitch from that point where you indicated on the zipper and on the fabric. So after that, you just have to close up the zipper. This is what I have. So fold in these parts and top stitch. This is what I have now after fixing the neckline. So what I'm going to do now is to join the front and the back pieces together by the side. Pin them together, making sure that the half cut joining are equal. Mark down my side allowance. Remember that we added 1 inch to the bodice, so I'm going to be marking 1 inch there. Then for the pants, we added ½ inch, so I'm going to be taking only ½ inch for the pants. If you added more than that, you can go ahead and take whatever that you have added. I'll mark the other side as well. Then I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch on top of my markings. Okay, I'll also stitch the inseam of the pants together with ½ inch. As you can see, I have marked down the ½ inch for the inseam. So I will make sure that the crotch are equal, and then I will stitch all the way down. Okay. So after running stitches on the side seam allowance and on the inseam, can you see? I also went ahead to hem the hemline. Okay, now we have the jumpsuit ready. You can go ahead and give the jumpsuit a good press. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Turn on your notification bell so that anytime I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified. See you in the next video.